Yo, welcome to the next episode of Talk Smack with Mac. I'm Juice today, man. I got my co-host in the building from the You Know What It Is podcast, Vari, hopping on.
What's good?
But we got Coach Shell here, man. I'm pretty interested to talk to you. You coach these kids up in basketball, getting all these kids ready. I want to learn about you, learn about the kids that you coach, and kind of dive deep in your life. How are you doing, brother?
Oh, man, I can't complain, man. What's going on, y'all? Coach Sheldon, fresh out of North Vegas. I've been in Dallas now for about a year. Yeah, man, it's been a real long journey, but I ain't done yet, though. But getting me up to this point, it took me a lot. So,
how did you get to this point? Where did you start at? Did you start coaching in Vegas or?
Oh, yeah, I got my start actually at the Andre Agassi Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
So, yeah, Var, I listen to your podcast, too. I started coaching the Invaders with my boy, Coach Dooney.
Bet.
And my boy, Jabari Brown. Jabari was the one that really got me into coaching because right after I had my daughter, London, that's when I got into coaching. I started off coaching track, of course,
right,
at the Boys and Girls Club. And then about a year later, I took a team director job at the Silver Mesa Boys and Girls Club in Northtown, which is the one I grew up in. And a lot of the kids that went there played at Cheyenne High School. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, everybody want to hoop. I'm the young team director, so everybody want to hoop with me. And they was just doing these horrible, shitty drills. Like, so shitty it made my skin crawl. So from there, I started training them, everybody first. And then I would do organized open runs. And then I have, like, Anthony Marshall come pull up. Pierre Jackson come pull up. Jamal Peterson come pull up. Mikey Thomas. Christian Kessie. All non-hoopers from when me and Jabari was growing up. All these guys that played Division I, overseas, G League, NBA. Yep. And so, I let them play with the guys. And then at the end, pick their brain and just tell them, like, yo, y'all got to take the school shit serious or you won't be able to get to the point where I'm at. And stay our ass out the streets and stay out of getting these girls pregnant. So that's where it started. And then right before the first day of school, all my Cheyenne kids was like, man, coach, you got to come coach this year with us at Cheyenne. You got to come coach. I said, that's cool. I would love to, but that's not my call. Y'all have to tell Coach Fair, who's the head coach at Cheyenne, who is still serves as the head coach and my mentor now. And so for the first 3 to 4 weeks of school, those kids bugged the hell out of Coach Fair about me. Like, to the point that my son's 3rd or 4th birthday, he reached out to me, told me to come up to the gym, doing intramurals, and we talked. And 2 weeks later, he gave me my first coaching job at Cheyenne as the assistant head coach for the JV boys. And then I helped out with varsity. I stayed there for about three and a half years. Then 3 years, I watched some very elite kids come through that program. Kayvon Williams, DeAndre Houston. Who else came out of there? Keyshawn Hall, Sean Jackson, who will be playing for me this year. Joshua White. A lot of notable kids around the city came through that program in the 4 years I was there. We went to state pretty much every year. Unfortunately, Desert Ponds kept kicking our ass in the finals. But that was one hump we couldn't get over, man. But long story short, I wouldn't change the way I started getting the coaching. And my last year at Cheyenne, I had a long talk with Coach Fair and Coach Fufu and Coach Gator there at Cheyenne. I said, man, I really want to take this profession seriously to where I can do this for a living full time. So I applied for this internship with the Dallas Mavericks, their G League team affiliate, the Texas Legends, here in Frisco. It was over like 2,500 applicants applied and only 6 got picked. And I was one of the 6 because I bugged the hell out of the director every day. And so I bought a one-way ticket to Dallas with just my Cheyenne coaching backpack and a duffel bag with $20 in my pocket.
There you go.
And I ain't been back since. Yeah, from there, I did hella good. I got to work under God Sham God, famous basketball coach and basketball player and trainer now for the Dallas Mavericks. And Jason Terry, who at the time was the head coach for the G League team for the Mavericks. Now he's the head coach for Arizona. They're real good. Fortunately, I didn't get picked to be on the full-time staff. Otherwise, I'd be in a bubble right now. But it's all good. I still got, great connections over there. What Jason did for me Jet took me to Jermaine O'Neal, former NBA player. He has his own gym out here, so called Drive Nation. And he told him about me and my story and everything like that. And I had like a 4 or 5 hour conversation with him and the bachelor and the GM of the gym at the time. He made me do a workout with some of his marquee kids. I did beyond good. Jermaine was very impressed with, the way the kids reacted to me. And he signed me on the spot to be the head skills Nike coach for Drive Nation Sports.
Look at that shit.
Yeah. Then from there, RPA College came knocking on the door.
It don't stop.
Yeah, man. RPA College came knocking on the door. Originally, I got it was me to be assistant coach, but I worked my ass off, and I got hired to be the head coach of the program, and I've been helping get all these kids down here. Right now, I got a total of 8. My 9th one will be here on Friday, but I have a total of 10 kids. I'm from the city, so of course, Vegas is my melting pot. So I got 5 kids from Vegas that's on my roster this year. I have 4 out of Michigan, and I got 3 out of Texas. So, yeah, and I took some marquee kids out of Vegas. Science Sweat, one of the top point guards that played at Democracy Prep / Andre Agassi. Michael Martin, very good, powerful, small forward. Sean Jackson can shoot the lights out. DeAndre Whiteside, he a JUCO bounce back. He played for not Andre Agassi, he went to Bishop Gorman. Marab McKinney played at Canyon Springs. So I got some notable guys, on my team. Josiah Shepard, one of the most slept-on guards coming out of Grand Rapids, Michigan right now. Chris Brown, that's Kevin Durant with a baby afro.
Okay.
So, man, we making some noise this year, man. We just got to get some kinks out the water. Thank God it's a quarantine right now, because if we was out to play right now, I'd be pissed. But it's all good, man. I got kids coming from across the country, so they're not going to jail together the first day out. So I'm not tripping on that, though. But you look good, man.
Or is this going to be they're staying out there in Dallas and they're playing for you from now on?
Oh, no. So how postgraduate prep school work is typically you do 1 year. So it's like a hybrid JUCO.
Okay.
So, JUCO, you do 2. Really, you could do 1 if you got the grades and you got the film. But if you don't have either one, you go back and do both, and you graduate and get your associates. With us, how it works for us is because if your NCAA clock didn't start, like fresh out of high school, as long as you didn't enroll to a school, you can stay pretty much damn near 4 years, get your degree at Arlington Baptist, which is the school that we partner with, and still got some eligibility left.
How long of eligibility left would they have if they did 4 years with you?
I mean, they'll probably still have about 2.5, 3.
Why is that? Because it's a hybrid type school?
Yeah, because that's like prolific. What's another one? IMG postgraduate prep school, Spire postgraduate prep school. But I tell the kids, honestly, don't spend no more than 3 semesters with me. Because the whole purpose is to get you in, to get right back out.
Yeah, get you in there, get you film. Get you practiced up, get you some good film on you, and then transfer to a 4-year university.
Yeah, or D1 or Division I JUCO, because we play those guys too. That's just as credible as playing at a D2 or Division I, because you got to think about Division I JUCOs. Those guys play the toughest schedules in the country too, and you got D1 bounce backs that go play at them JUCOs. So it's just like last chance shoot.
Competition.
Yeah, exactly. So really, postgraduate prep school is the real version of last chance shoot. They just don't want to shine a light on us, but it's cool.
Hey, man, start doing the basketball seasons. I'm pretty sure they'll hit y'all up, man. They got to.
Oh, yeah. Man. Honestly, this is just my prediction. Out of my 15-man roster I'm going to have, I'm probably this year, I'm probably going to have about maybe 4 to 5 kids go pro.
There you go.
So, but that's just my prediction. They got to live up to it.
Right. Yeah, they got to put in the work. You can only lead them to the water. They got to drink it.
Yeah, man. Of course, I'll put them in the right positions every time. But up to this point, they've been making me very proud. I can't really say too much negative about them. Real good kids, but a lot of them are young, man, fresh out of high school, mama's boys. Most of this, a few of my Vegas kids, just as far as they've been from home.
Yep.
So I'm dealing with that. city boys in the South. I ain't never seen a big booty before. So, you know, it's dealing with that. But past that, man, these kids, they hungry, man.
Yeah.
Like, they be blowing my damn phone up. Coach, I'm trying to get some extra work in. I know we ain't got practice today, but can we get in the gym? Can we do this? Can we do that? Let's go over film. You know, like, that's the type of stuff that's going to get them far, you know, playing the game. And then, you know, I try to keep them surrounded around a lot of guys that are deep in the profession already. So I keep them around, like, Paul Quinn coaches, Dallas Christian coaches. TCU can't talk to them right now because it's D1, because of dead period, but they watching. Texas Tech, watching. I went to Grambling, so, of course, all the schools in the SWAC, they watching. I know Shotty went to Jackson State. They watching, too. So, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of connections, and I try my hardest to get all my kids in the best position that fits them. Everybody's not going to be a Division I athlete, and I had to realize that, you know, in the beginning of my coaching career, and Coach Fair had to sit me down and tell me that as well, because I was coaching AAU in Vegas in the EYBL for the Vegas Prospects and Vegas Elite. And I was also coaching with my OG Coach Mill with 702 Attack. And they used to always tell me, hey, bro, like, college ball is college ball. It don't matter if it's Division II, Division III, or D1. As long as you got film, somebody going to take you. And once I picked that mindset up, I changed the way I coach these kids, because I've been blessed. I got to coach with Brian Lane, now head coach at Clark High School. He gave me my first AAU job. He taught me a lot about the business as far as coaching. But when I was coaching under him, I had Jalen Hill, McDonald All-American that plays for Oklahoma right now. Antoine Jackson, McDonald All-American, plays for Arkansas State right now.
Look at that.
Troy Brown Jr., he in the bubble.
Okay.
Yeah, so and I went to high school with his sister, Jada Brown, Zach Collins. He in the bubble.
There you go.
So I've been learning a lot, man, just a kid from Northtown, just trying to figure it out.
With that whole bubble situation, how is that really affecting you and your kids? Like, do you guys have to only train certain days a week? You're able to only have 5 guys at a time, or how is that situation going for you guys?
I mean, honestly, with us, it's very hard, because I can't have the kids how I really want them. And so we have to go by, you know, the way the NCAA is doing things, and we have to follow the protocols, you know, from RPH front office. So, you know, we handling it pretty good. We making sure the kids are staying safe at all times, as well as the staff. So trust me, I can't stand it. I can't wait till we off punishment, because I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to suck, because we probably won't be able to have fans this year, but it's all good. My boys got uniforms, so as long as they got a uniform and I'm there, we good. Lace them up.
Yep.
So,
One thing that I've been noticing with you since we've been sitting here talking is that you genuinely care. When you were referring back to before you even started at Cheyenne, you were talking about just coaching kids, getting them off the streets so they're not getting in trouble, not getting girls pregnant, all that good shit. So you have that genuine love for the players that you coach. Now, I hear a lot about how high school coaches and college coaches, they don't put in the work for their players as far as putting film together, reaching out to other schools, trying to get them set up for the next situation. Whereas you're like, shit, I got TCU watching. I got these guys watching. You have the connections. And it seems like you are genuinely putting every single kid, doesn't matter if they're the best or, you know, just an average player on your team, you're setting them up for success. And when you have that genuine love for people, man, there's no wonder why you're succeeding and you're growing at the pace that you're growing at.
Yeah, I really do. You know, granted, I do coach, so shit, I still got to get paid. But at the end of the day, man, I'm doing something that I do for free. Mm-hmm. You know, at the end of the day, like I'm a father of 3. I got 3 beautiful babies, Kaden, London, and Carter. So, like, I treat these kids how I want somebody to treat mine. You know, at the end of the day. And I tell parents that all the time. And I even, you know, this past few weeks, man, I end up turning down a job because I'm here at RPA. Because I had got offered a job in this NAIA school in Oregon, but I couldn't take it because I just took this job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, man, I can't do that. Because the simple fact that I just had all these kids coming from across the country, then I up and leave. Nah, I
Yeah,
can't
they
do that,
committed to
man.
you.
That's whack. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and I committed to them, and I got their parents to let them come during a pandemic. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I would be beyond a dickhead to do that, and I couldn't live with myself as a man nor a father, leaving these kids high and dry like that. So I'm all in when it comes to these kids. Granted, I still got to eat, but at the same time, I'm always gonna find a way to eat. Whether I just go train some pros and then just, what I'm saying, do it like that, I'm cool. But I pick coaching these kids over coaching, training pros, because I tell my pro guys, hey man, I can't. I gotta do my RPA kids today. Or I do with my AU kids today. I can't, man. Holler at me later. Just come pull up doing work out with them. So that's pretty much what my mindset has always been, because man, I've been that kid before. Hell, me and Boy came from the same tracks,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so yeah, man, I was a knucklehead back in the day, man. So I try to keep as many kids from veering away from the path I went through, man. And boy, he over there laughing because he know for sure I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
But you came up and you did what you had to do, man. You know what I'm saying? You left Vegas,
Yeah.
you figured it out, and now you on a path setting other people up for success. And that's really all that matters, you know what I'm saying? Like this journey that you on, you know what I'm saying? You traveling with these kids, you got these kids traveling. Just like you said, if you would have left and went to Oregon, yeah, that would probably been a dickhead move, you know what I mean? But staying back, chilling, you know what I'm saying, and helping these kids through this hard ass time, especially this quarantine shit. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah, man. It was so much uncertainty before they got here. A lot of kids wanted to decommit. Man, coach, if we're gonna have a season, they even gonna let me stay on campus, where I'm gonna stay, all this. I'm just like, man, chill out. Like, don't listen to what people saying back in your hometown. If it don't come out of my mouth or the school president or the athletic director, that shit does not mean nothing to you. Right. Don't listen. Do not listen to that bullshit. You listen to what we say. You know what I'm saying?
With all that uncertainty from the pandemic, how do you kind of consult your players and kind of keep them relaxed when they don't know what the hell is coming? Do you just tell them, like you just said, hey, if it doesn't come from my mouth, don't believe it, don't worry about it?
Exactly. That's pretty much all I can say at this point. Like, granted, yes, we do have Zoom calls and conference calls with all these different coaches and conferences, daily. But with so much uncertainty in the air, all I can do is keep their spirits up and keep them ready. Because at some point, they're going to have to say, all right, let's play.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And
so,
you got to make sure
when they do say let's play,
to succeed and play at the highest level possible.
Exactly, because the beauty with us, we're independent. We're not tied to a conference. So I can play anybody I want. I can play at Dilley University. I can play at Xavier University. I can have an exhibition game with Grambling. I can have an exhibition game with Southern. Hell, if UNLV ever gave me one, I could play them if I want to. An exhibition game, though, you know what I'm saying? And the beauty with that is we're not playing other prep schools, unless it's the schools like an IMG or Aspire or Oak Hill. Prep schools with, a name behind them.
With some juice.
We'd rather play a JUCO or a Division II or a Division III, because what that does is that's the best film I could give a coach on a kid. Watch his ass play live against you. Watch him give you 25. Watch him give you 30. Watch him shut down your best defender.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's pretty much, that's kind of why I won't be going nowhere no time soon, because I love that setup so much. And my athletic director and my president, they, they trust me so much with the program because this is our first year. And hell, like I said, man, I'm probably going to have 5 guys go pro. All of them going to go to a 4-year institution just based on grades alone. So one of them probably going to tell me, Coach, I think this is my last year playing, because one want to be a dentist. And he graduated high school with a 4.2 this year.
So it's not all basketball.
It's definitely not. My win is watching these kids walk across the stage. That's my win. Get a scholarship somewhere. And he said, Coach, I want to be a dentist. I said, okay. You're going to be a pre-med biology major, so your junior year, you're going to have to pick clinicals, basketball. Can't do both. Yeah. And he's like, all right, Coach, all right. So we're going to ride this year. I'll see how you do. And I said, yeah, dog, you still going to have to pick clinicals, basketball. I'm rocking with you either way. I could care less. But like I said,
succeed.
Exactly. So, like Sai, he graduated with a 3.7. Mike graduated high school with a 3.0. Chris had a 3.2. Like my lowest GPA is like a 2.9. So, like I said, man, I typically don't like to recruit kids under a 3.0. That's my preference, because a coach told me a long time ago, when you get a kid with a 2.5 or a 2.0, his transition from high school to college is going to be hell. So, when you get a kid that got a 3.0 or higher, he knows what he has to do already, on top of his athletics duties as well, on top of school. Right. So I try to keep my stress level down as much as possible, because we do grade. I have to do grade checks every Thursday. So yeah, they know I'm not playing around.
So let's go ahead and get talking about some of these kids that you got, man. I know you've been sending me a whole bunch of videos, pictures, and everything. The kids look great. Ball skill look great. This one right here that you had sent me, William Moore from Cheyenne.
Yeah, he just signed to play at Warren Pacific.
Okay.
6'7", 6'7" kid, really about 6'8". He had a long journey, man. He played JUCO 2 years. Fortunately, after he got his associates, his coach at JUCO didn't do shit for him. He lied to him and said he had a workout for him at Kent State. Shit didn't happen. So Will had to sit out a year, about a year and a half. I came home last year during winter break. Coach Fufu at Cheyenne called me and said, "Hey, man, can you take Will with you?" I said, "Well, did he play JUCO already?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "How many?" He said, "He did this full 2." I said, "Nah, he got his associates. I can't really take him." And so I said, "I'll train him, and then I'll put his name out there for him. I'll put his name in the portal." So we was doing that for about like 6-9 months. And we finally got him a home at Warner Pacific in Portland, Oregon. And so that's actually where Jamal Peterson, little brother, going to.
Oh,
Javon.
Yeah, Javon's a little hooper, man. For real.
Yeah, he leave. Matter of fact, he leave, I think, Friday or Saturday. I think both of them leaving this weekend. Yeah, I think because they start school next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, that's cool, man. So I feel like the relationships that you're building with other schools in time, as you build that reputation and that connection, you're going to be able to set these kids up pretty easily for success.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like that's the main reason why I wanted to come to Texas, because there's more opportunities out here as far as coaches and, just anybody in general, like, and even in podcasting, there's so many people out here. The market is so much bigger. I mean, I love my city, man. I love Vegas to the death of me, but I would not be able to coach full time if I'm not coaching for the Aces or UNLV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I love my city to death, man, but I wasn't getting the same love that I'm getting here. It's sad that people say you got to leave, for your hometown to really see what you're doing. I thought, that's bullshit, man. They gonna fuck with me regardless, man. I'm Shell, man. They got me fucked up. Nah, man. I had to humble myself and had to really sit down like, yeah, bro, you ain't making no money on this shit. Like, man, you still got child support, you still got this, you got that, man. You gotta make some shit shake. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to make a move and come out here, man, honestly. So, but like I tell all the kids, back home, especially, I took this coaching job at RPA for y'all to get y'all out the city. I told, man, I love training, I love all that, you know what I'm saying? But I really took this job to help my hometown. Of course, kids from across the country, but I'm thinking about the Quincy Joneses and all that, and the Benji Harrises, the Zach Lanes and all that. You know what I'm saying? I could have
brought them out. If I could have done
exactly. The Marquis Floyds. You know what I'm saying? The Aaron Henderson, the Henderson brothers are centennial. Like I think about the guys I grew up with. I'm like, damn, like if we would have had this shit when we was growing up, man.
Oh, man, bro. Like how does that feel? Like knowing all of this shit now and then looking back, like if I would have just done that.
Dog, that shit, it fuck with me every day. And that's why I ride their ass so hard. I'm like, dog, you motherfuckers is spoiled.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Y'all got the blueprint set up.
Like, dog, I said, I didn't have baller's life. I didn't have home team hoops. I didn't have Ball Dogs Media. Shout out to them too. They out there in Vegas. Who else, man? All these different basketball platforms. Overtime, Bleacher Report. Yeah, that shit. YouTube was barely getting popular when we was coming up.
Barely.
And I'm just like, man, I said, honestly, nigga, everybody went off your game or word of mouth or on your daddy cheap-ass little camcorder. Or if somebody had a digital camera that just so happened to record. That was it.
Yep.
And, but, you know, like, I think about them guys, I think about them guys a lot, you know, so, like, that's why I coach and train these kids so hard, man, because, like I tell the parents, man, I genuinely care. Because, man, at one point, I was your kid.
Bro, film is so important. Like, just to have, a lot of these schools now got like whole camera crews set up at every game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got a videographer. Like, we got a few on standby. Yeah.
If we would have had some shit like that at every game, you know what I'm saying? Not just pops in the top recording.
Man, that shit does not do nothing.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Most high schools, they still do that shit. Even out here. They have somebody sitting at the top of the bleachers, and like, I'm like, dog, that shit looks horrible on Huddle.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they just circle the kid who I'm supposed to look at, but I'm like, get a better angle. I can't see how tall that fucking kid is.
I can barely see this shit. Come on now.
Yeah, man, but you know, we definitely had a lot planned for the fall semester. You know, of course, I was gonna bring the kids home for the Tart Classic. Everything is still up in the air as of now. It was a showcase, actually. Nevada Prep was hosting in October. I'm not sure if they're still gonna do it. I'm still gonna bug my bosses to see if we can get in it. But I told my kids, man, I said, man, a lot of y'all not from the West. The ones that are, they know how I am. I said, man, we play a little different, man. So how y'all feel, how they feel about football in the Midwest and the South, I said, that's how we treat basketball in the West. So I said, whenever we take you west, you better let your nuts hang, man, because they're going to bang your ass up.
Yep.
And I said, on the strength of me, this will be a homecoming game for half of your teammates. So they're going to fuck them up, too, just on the strength because you ain't want to stay home and play for us.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, you know, honestly, I tell kids all the time, get the fuck out of Vegas.
Yeah.
It's more than Vegas than just a damn strip.
Facts.
Like,
Took me
for
a long
real.
time to figure that out.
Like, man, it was so funny, bro. When Sai moved down here, he said, Coach, they got horses down here.
You never seen no wild horses roaming?
They got horses, they got rain, they got clouds.
Right.
Shit, what else?
No, wait, what fucked me up was, he said, Coach, that horse buff as hell.
Wow.
He said, Coach, that horse buff as hell. I said, man, boy, you tripping. I said, that ain't a wild horse. That's somebody's ranch, dummy.
Right.
And then, you know, well, I don't know if y'all been down here, but, bro, I thought that everything in Texas shit is bigger. I thought all that shit was bullshit. So I got here.
Texas, and that shit is crazy. We was thinking about moving out there for a long time.
No, I mean, shit. Come on. I mean, hey, actually, how much Chevron gas prices is right now?
Bro, $1?
$1.99.
Look at that. What?
Yeah.
Serious? Tell us fucking around.
Bro, they
no.
Good.
Hey, but wait, that's high. That's high gas. That's not even cheap out here. Like the cheapest gas is like $1.50.
It's because they found that oil supply out there in Texas, so y'all getting it firsthand, getting all the discounts.
Yeah, Shells is $1.99, and you know Shells back in Vegas about $6.
Bro, a gallon.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying, but yeah, because we was working out this middle school, and it was bigger than Mojave, and I said, "Hey, so, huh?"
The middle school.
Yes, the middle school. It was bigger than Mojave. I said, "Hey, Sa," I was gonna see what he was gonna say. I said, "Hey, you think this is a high school or middle school or elementary school?" He said, "Coach, what you mean? That's a high school." I said, "No, it ain't. Look at the side of the building. That shit say Nichols Middle School." He said, "Coach, stop playing, man. This shit bigger than my high school."
Yeah. I feel like funding out there for their schools and stuff is a little bit better. You know, everywhere else.
They got boosters.
Bro. And I don't understand. Arizona, fucking Texas. When I was in North Carolina, all of the schools updated football fields, basketball courts was fire. Everybody had TV stands every Friday. Their games were televised. So, yeah, they do it a little bit better. Vegas is slacking.
Vegas is slacking because we live on a tourist economy, so all of our money is going back into that bullshit instead of taking care of the kids.
And honestly, like one thing I can say, bro, like I told my players, you know, that I train that live in Dallas. Man, y'all spoiled as shit. Cause I said, man, if you'd have gave some Northtown kids half the shit y'all got, oh my God.
They would have been pro.
Cause look, the thing is, they build stadiums.
Yes.
Basketball and football stadiums for these kids. So during the playoffs, like each district, you know, like each county has their own stadium. So like 4 schools will share that big ass stadium and arena. So, what's that? Duncanville and Grand Prairie played for the state semis out here. I went to that game for recruitment purposes. Dog, that shit was bigger than the Thomas and Mack.
Oh, just for the high schoolers to play ball.
Just for the nobody else can play there. Just dog. I shit you not. That shit was bigger than the Thomas and Mack. These fucking high school kids.
Their championship games at like the Mavericks stadium and shit like that.
Nah, they switch around, bro. They be all over. One year it'll be in Dallas, in the Dallas arena. One year be in Houston. One year be in Austin. One year be in San Antonio. So, like, bro, they got a plethora of gyms to choose from across the whole state of Texas.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But man, Duncanville, that school so damn big. They got 6 gyms
in one school.
In one school.
Just for basketball.
Just for basketball. Allen High School, where Kyler Murray went, that's a $70 million football stadium. And you remember when we was coming up, we used to say, "Oh, Bishop Gorman got a food court,"
right?
Not knowing damn well they don't. Nah, nigga, Allen High School really got a food court.
Looking like the mall and shit.
Man, they got Pizza Hut, Subway, and that motherfucker, Whataburger.
Spoiled ass kids.
Spoiled as
dog.
We had the cheese cups and the goddamn hot and spices
and teriyaki bowls,
bro.
Man, boy,
it was fucking nice.
Man, dog. I'll tell you, I'm like, y'all spoiled as shit. But you know what I'm saying? But it's different times though. These kids a little different from us.
Yeah.
I said, man, y'all TikTok babies, man. I said, man, I remember when we was coming up, we had aim and sidekicks. Right. They're like, Coach, what's that?
Oh, see. Shit. These some 2000 babies.
We getting old, man. That's
dog. Half of my team is 9/11 babies.
See?
I said, dog, I was 7. I was like, oh my God. I said, y'all made me feel so old.
So back to your kids. What schools you said your boy Andre Wright from Michigan? You got 5
he's from Michigan
now?
Yeah, he got about 5, you know, just looking at him right now, he gotta do his thing in the classroom, you know what I'm saying, and then, you know, really step up. Right. But I've been sending his stuff out, you know, since I signed him, you know, since we signed him and everything. So pretty much he gonna be set if he handles his business. Andre Wright, man, he a rim puncher. Picture a light-skinned Zion with a fro. That's him. Okay. So when he gonna attack the rim very hard. If he coming down the lane, you better get out the way. He gonna make you move.
So for this HBCU showcase, you see y'all still got that going?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going to be here in Dallas in Duncanville, probably at Duncanville Fieldhouse or Duncanville High School. We waiting on a location right now.
What schools are going to come through?
Shit. Everybody, honestly. If they don't come, everything will be live streamed. Right. So we just waiting for we're waiting for the dead period to end because our Division I HBCUs, they can't come, but they can watch the live stream though. But we still got all the Division II HBCUs, it's all be there as well. So, you know, it's still gonna be a look for them to go to. So it's pretty much like a basketball combine. So, you know, right. The NFL, how they combine, we do the exact same shit. So it's a showcase, you know what I'm saying, height, weight, length, all that shit, you know, put you through various drills and everything like that, and then you play at the end. Okay. So while they doing that, I'm politicking with all the coaches for them. Bet. So, you know.
You're just politicking for yourself as well, shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, but like I said, when I went to Grambling, man, I got so many friends across the country now. Like one of my partners I went to school with, he serves as the director of admissions at Southern. One of my homeboys, my UWM brother, he serves as director of admissions at Grambling. So I got people at Howard. I got people at Virginia State. I got people at Hampton, Norfolk. So these kids got options. But you know what I'm saying, you got to do your part because I'm not making a phone call until all your shit is done.
Yeah,
so honest.
So let me ask you, what is your day-to-day entail when you have these boys in the gym and you're going through your training? What's it look like in the morning versus the end of the day, 5 or 7 days a week for you specifically?
I mean, honestly, man, my day probably start around by like 5 or 6 in the morning. I get up, do my workout and everything like that, and then from there, going over my day to day, how I'm gonna do my practice schedule. Look at my Vote because we use Vote, the Vote workout app for the boys. That's mandatory. Like that's not optional. So I go over the game plan today for that. Then I will talk to my school president, my AD. We talk damn near every other day on the phone, but I see them every day in the gym. But we still have to have dialogue before I see them. So I let them know what's going on, with basketball. Then I'm politicking with coaches all day, every day. So I'm either talking to Jet because he's always giving me advice on everything. I talk to Coach Fred, Coach Fufu damn near every other day. So like I said, they've been helping me so much, throughout my coaching journey. Like I'm gonna be talking to them even until I retire. God willing, they still gonna be here when it's time for me to retire. And then I check on my boys, make sure they're doing good, make sure they all in class on time and everything like that. Practice will start for me around like 2:00. We got weights from 2 to 4. So because the kids got class like around 8:30 to like 1:30 is the latest. And then probably give them a 2-3 hour rest and everything like that. And then go over what went over in practice. And then, my day probably won't end till around like 12, 1:30, maybe 2.
So you're out there working, man. You got them long hours in, but when you're doing something that you love, it doesn't really feel like work, I can imagine.
Yeah, nah, like I still have to remind myself to eat.
The grind, baby, the grind.
So yeah, like my day probably won't end. Some days I might end early. I might end around like 11 or 12. Some days I might not end around like 1, 2. So like I gotta break down some practice film now because I got the call. It looked horrible. So they know they're in trouble. So it's gonna be a long weekend for me, man. This whole weekend I probably won't go to bed till around like maybe 3 because I'm probably gonna watch that film by like 20 times.
Yeah. So how was it sending one of your players to Rome?
Oh man, that was dope, man. My boy Gary Font, he in Romania actually. He just touched down too. What's that? Early this morning. That was dope, man. That was the help of me and my boy Keldrick, Coach Keldrick at Paul Quinn College.
What is he doing over there? What's he doing overseas?
Man, he hooping.
What position he play?
He got a professional team and stuff.
Oh yeah. No, he hoops. No, he got a team over there. He plays guard. He played a point guard position over there. He out here from Dallas. Man. Since I've been out here in Dallas. Oh yeah, man. He about to show. He got a quarantine for like 14 days though, but it's all good.
Shit.
Yeah, but it's all good though, man. He out there. They gave him a date. But even since I've been down here though, I got to bump elbows with like my boy Keldrick McKinney. They coach at Paul Quinn College. I've been help co-train him, co-train Gary with Keldrick and everything like that. So, man, it's been a dope experience. He's been teaching me a lot too. So, like I tell my players, man, just because I'm a coach don't mean I still can't learn.
Yeah, I feel like anybody and everybody should be trying to learn every single day. There's something, anything that you can learn on a day-to-day basis makes you a better person, better coach, better player. So we're constantly out here trying to learn.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. As soon as Gary starts sending me his links to for his games, I'll send it to y'all. I definitely told him.
Send me all of it, man. All of it.
Yeah, I said, hey, man. I told him. Yeah, I told him. I said, hey, man, I need a signed jersey, P.
We're gonna make sure to put these kids on these videos, man, because we gotta put this out. You know what I'm saying? We can't just hold this for ourselves. Plus, the shit that you've been sending me, it's already looking like a promo. You know what I mean? The shit is looking good. So I'm definitely
man. Hey, man. Once once Mariah get down here, man, I'll set it up. Hell, we could probably do something next week. Or honestly, we could do it after they showcase, because after they showcase, the schools will start hitting. They should be hitting me up about the kids and everything like that. So, they have a little bit more to talk about, man. But they ready. I still got to do media training with them. A lot of them still stutter and shit. They TikTok kids, so they only know how to talk for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But it's all
good.
I feel it, bro.
But it's all good though, man. They when I say, man, I adore them kids, man. Like, I love them kids to death. Man. There's nothing I wouldn't do for them, but they still got a lot of learning to do. Like, along with myself, like even the RPA staff, Joe Dempsey and Reggie Calhoun, dudes that tired me, man. They ride my ass more than my mama do. But it's all good though, man. Like, man, they, like Reggie was geeked. I told him I was gonna be on the show today. He's like, man, push that shit out. I don't care. That's your job, man.
Yeah, man. But these kids that exposure in every way you can.
Yeah, man. But like, when I tell you, man, honestly, like, I'll put my kids up against anybody, and they're gonna give you 20. And I can say that confidently. That my kids gonna give you 20. And I can take them. I can take them back home to Vegas right now. We gonna show out, and I'm gonna be on sideline talking my shit the whole day.
Yes, sir. Talk all the shit, because you see these boys that that's pretty on a day-to-day basis, putting in the work, grinding, and you see their skills every single day. So I'm sure that's like instilling a confidence in you as a coach of, exactly what player is going to give you what, so you have that confidence to say, hey man, we about to bust your ass today.
Yeah, because because the coaches I look up to, is like Bobby Knight. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Tarkanian and Penny Hardaway is one of my favorite players. So, she started coaching at Memphis, I watched everything that man been doing up there, and like they pretty much run a fast break offense like the Houston Rockets. So they don't really run the real sets like Mac D'Antoni, exactly. So their main focus really is defense. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's really what I harp on as well. And of course, coming from Cheyenne, man, that's all we did. So I ran the shit out of them, and defense, that was it. And hell, it ain't shit changed, just the colors of my jersey. So when I tell you, my boys will tell you, man, we feel like a track team fucking with Coach Sheldon because all they do is run. But in the sixth quarter, man, they be straight. They still up. But I'm like, it's gonna be a few games. Y'all gonna go to double overtime. And y'all gonna have to be ready. I'm like, that's sixth quarter. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
So, a lot of running gun this year, a lot of high flying dunks. Y'all gonna see a lot of that this season. Highlights, film. So it's gonna be a show this year. A lot of shooting.
For sure. What do you see for Coach Sheldon in the future within the next 5 years? I know you were talking about you had a job offer in Oregon and you had to turn that one down. But in the next 5 years at least, where do you see it?
The next 5 years, my first gym should be open because I'm in the process right now trying to get my own facility, my own sports facility. So like the Mamba Academy in Cali with Kobe, and then Drive Nation here in Dallas with Jermaine O'Neal. But I want something for my own. I want my own shit. So I'm in the process right now trying to get my own. So the first one should be up within the next 5 years, and still be help getting kids to college. And, if they choose to go pro, that's cool too. But if you choose to do other aspirations, I'm here as well. So, 5-year plan, have my first gym up and running.
That sounds like a plan, man.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, man, I really appreciate you hopping on the episode. And like I told you before, if any of your players, whenever they got time and they want to hop on and talk their game, this is just another platform for them to get out and get some exposure, man. So any and every one of your players can always hop on Talk Smack with Mac.
All right, cool, man. I'll definitely let you know, man.
I appreciate it, man. I look forward to you getting back on the episode again.
All right, man. Appreciate it, fellas. Next time I'm home, man, I'm coming in there in person, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that'll be dope,
you gotta come through to the spot, man. The stew is late.
Oh, yeah. I got you, brother.
All
right, man. It was good talking to you. Peace.
All right, bro. You too. Peace.
I need that PLAYA therapy. need. That bad little joke gon' give me what I need. We stacking all this bread, but a nigga needs some meat.